Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Aiden. In today's video, we're going to take a look at how to deploy a brand new domain controller, but with a twist. Using Server Core is something that's amazing. You can see my screen. I'm currently, deployed the Windows Server 2025 Core Edition. And to get started, we first have to just go ahead and actually install the roles, which is going to be install that Windows feature, the feature type we want to install, AD domain services, include management. That's what you do. And once you do that, you're pretty much halfway there. And this is the command I ran. So if I try to run this again, it will not work because I already did it. So this is what you do. You paste it in. It will just say you already have it, no change. So that's how you do it. And before I get deep into the video, I do want to say thank you to the iTeach members, supporters, and this is really helpful that you guys are helping us reach our goal. And those of you who have not a member, please consider being a member. And those who are a member, some of you have been member for over 5 months. Thank you. Your support means a lot to me. It does not go unnoticed. So without further ado, let's get started now. Let's see if we can get this provision completely and get it done. So now what I need to do is, what we're gonna do is, now that we installed their features, which is this command, we typed in this command, we will now proceed with the next thing. So I'm just gonna this is like steps that we're following here to get this done. So we first went ahead, installed our feature. Then we're gonna do this to actually promote the server to domain. We're gonna get the DNS forwarders, and then we're gonna run back to see what's going on. Then we also can go ahead and take a look at the DC diag. Then we're gonna stop this, the Win32 time. So we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna unregister the Win32 times 6. We're gonna re-register it 7. We're gonna actually set the time 8, and then we're gonna do this 9. Then we're gonna actually add user. This is where the 10th is gonna be the fun stuff. So, and then that's the steps we're gonna do. And you're gonna also, after that, you're gonna install the rstat tool to actually manage the domain on the server core. So we got a task to do. Now let's get started. This is our domain. How I know this is our domain? Obviously, we have another domain configured. It's called iTeachKY. So this is our brand new, or not brand new, but our DC currently that's in production. We're going to do similar thing, but this time we're going to have a server core. So let's connect back to our server core, and then we're going to go ahead and start to do this. So we're going to go ahead and actually install another domain controller. We're just going to be adding another domain controller. So the wizard we're doing is technically going to be the wizard you're going to see when you're trying to promote a server to a domain controller. So let's just click here. We're just doing all in command line. We're going to make this full screen. So we did this, and we're going to hit enter. It's going to say what's the safe password. So this password is important. We don't lose it. It's our recovery password. We're going to confirm the password. Oh, we're going to have to do this again. It did not match. All right. So it says here the target server will be configured as a domain controller and restarted when this operation is completed. Are we sure? Yes, we are. Or we're going to set A for all. But I'm just going to hit yes for now. So it's going to install the domain controller. It's going to go do all these basic things. And if there's anything missing, it's going to tell us you need to do it. This is all normal. This is all just warning. It does want it to make sure that it has a static IP. It says this may not be having static IP. So it's telling us that we need to double check. And we could double check that, but I did know that we did prepare our IP correctly. And we deployed the server using MDT. So it should actually be all clear. But if it's not, we will always double check and figure out something. Now it's replicating across all the objects we have, and you can see all the objects we have in our teachky.org domain. So that's all good. And this is what you want to see. The reason we want to do a server core on a domain controller is that domain controller should be something that nobody should be accessing at all. If it's GUI, anybody can get in. If it's not GUI, then most people won't want to get in. So the more you make it command line based or core based, the better and safer it is for security. And plus, it's a resource saving because you don't have to worry about giving a lot of resources. It's really running on just a core solution. So that's what it is. So I am able to RDP into it because I enable RDP off the bat, but I could technically just go to a command line and connect to this that way. But I'm going to just go to the RDP whenever this comes back up. The server came back up. We logged in just now, and it's now waiting for group policy client. Once this is done, we'll be able to go ahead and configure the rest of it. So let's see what it's going to do next. This is the normal window you're gonna get if you log into any Windows computer or domain join computer or domain controller. It does load all the policies before you can do anything else. So let's see here. Just need to mute my phone. Getting a lot of alerts. Now it's loading the sysconfig window over here. You can see here, this is domain joined and it is basically all configured. So now we can go back and hit enter 15 and we can do this. But before we do that, let's check the network settings here. Just make sure that we can see here the network setting is there and it's all good. So that's perfectly fine. Cconfig to go back. Now we can go ahead and enter 15. Now we're here, so let's go back to our command. What else we're gonna do now? So we just did this. We can get the DNS forwarders for now. It should be able to give us the DNS forwarder, and you can see here, I am currently have a DNS forwarder set to our open DNS settings, and that's what it's set to right now. Perfect. And then next we're gonna do DC diag, and we're gonna export the DC diag result into our C drive. So let's do this on our DC diag. This is like a diagnostic tool for domain controllers, and so we need to actually see what the result says. So this is already exported into the C drive. That's perfectly fine. Now we're gonna do Notepad, and then we're gonna open the DC diag result. We're gonna say Notepad, the application name, and then the file where it's located. There is the file information here. So now it tells us here, trying to find a home server, DC03 is found, then gathering the information. And this is basically a summary of what we did. It says could not resolve an IP address, check the DNS, DCP, firewall test error. We don't want that. So it passed everything. Schema, it did this. It passed the schema test. And it also passed the check. So it pretty much did everything it's supposed to do. That we concerned, it did have issues in the beginning with the firewall, which is okay. And then it couldn't resolve IP address, etc., which is fine. So now if we go to our GUI domain controller, we can see if I go to our domain controllers, I should be seeing 3 domains right now. There you go. And then if I can double click here, you can see what OS this is. We should be able to click operating system, Windows Server Data Center Core. It doesn't say it, but it is that one. So that's pretty much what we got. So we got total 3 DCs, 2 GUI, 1 core. We're eventually going to make 2 cores to make it all equal. And that's what we're going to do. So now we got to go back to our core. We have this. It's really nice. Now we're going to go ahead and actually run this command. The time, Windows time server. We're stopping the Windows time server. We're unregistering Windows time server. So that way the time server is always going to be good. And then we're going to re-register the time server and we're going to start the services. And then we don't need to do this, but this is something I like to do to try to keep the domain synced up with it. So now it's going to start the time service. It started successfully. That's good. So now we're in step 9. We're going to just do the DNS result for DC diag. And then let's see if we can get that. It says here we're testing the DNS here and looks like it's still testing the result. So we do need to do a couple of things, but for now it looks like it's good and we're gonna wait for that. So this result is back here. It was able to run partition on the DC itky.org, and you can see here there's no error and no LDAP connectivity, no host record for A found for this PC. So that's a problem. And then password fail. And so definitely it looks like it's good, but we definitely need to, we don't have any record registration for the computer for the network adapter, which is something that we can worry about. But for the most part, it's good, but we need to test this whether we can create users. So let's go ahead and actually start a new user, add a new user. We're just gonna go ahead and first add a group. Actually, let me go ahead and actually add a user. So the username in this is gonna be Pele, and then it's gonna be user, and it's gonna be Pele. Given name is gonna be Pele. This is one of the soccer players that I like, one of my favorite soccer players. So we're gonna go ahead and fill up the information. This is some sample thing I got, so that's why it's giving me here. So I'm gonna fill up that according to my domain information, and then the password. We're just gonna call it passw0rd123. That's it. We got it. Now we can paste this in, and it should be able to create the user. So hit enter. It wasn't able to create it. It says here the requirement and history. So I need to change my password to something. All right, let's see if that will work. We're gonna check to see if it's created. Let's go check Pele. I didn't see the command saying finished, so it was created. And then the other thing we could do is we could actually do Active Directory domains and services. We could verify when Pele was created, and then we can see when it was created. What's the timestamp? It's disabled right now. Probably should have set it to enable, but you can see it was created exactly this time. This is specific time. So, but anyways, you can see it's working. So that's how you can go ahead and start from scratch, create brand new domain or existing domain with a server core. In this case, we added another domain as a server core. I always recommend having one GUI and one command, at least couple command line domain or server core domain. So that way you have a mix of match. You don't want to just rely on server core only. Mainly because if you have new admin in your team, they may not know server core. So you want to make sure that you have something GUI so they can reference easily. Well, or they can have to install rs.tool, which is something we could do. Until then, guys, until next time, have a good day. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Peace.